do, and that is to take care of our temple. And so we have been speaking about keeping our body healthy and clean, and one of the things that we are talking about is the dangers of having sugar and too much sugar. And the reason why we are saying that the reason why we are saying too much of sugar, because fruits have sugar in it, and once in moderation it's fine. But when it comes to processed sugars, what we are saying is processed sugars are a danger, and we need to look into that and stop with having too much sugars, because we have parasites in our body, and what happens is that the parasites feed on sugar. And so, as we were saying, when they feed on the sugar, the more sugar you eat is the more you strengthen those parasites. And that's why people feel sick, and they don't realize that some of us may be sick because of a parasite infestation in our body. And it's things that we don't think about anymore. Some people are constantly being constipated. Some people have diarrhea, and there's a it's not coming to me right now, where people have constant bowel movements. There's a word that they call it, a condition that they call. And when you're constantly going into the washroom, even if you don't want to go, you're gassy, you find yourself um, passing feces on yourself, right? Because again, um, parasites, they can do that as well. And so when we have um, tiredness, sometimes you feel tired, we talk about the digestive problems that some people have, and some people have problems sleeping, irritable bowel syndrome. Thank you, Wendy. Right? And so we have problems. Some people have problems sleeping, and they don't know that they have problems sleeping. IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. And those things, parasites that live in your body, can cause these things. And you're taking medication, and all you need to do is to take a, what we call it, a worm out, right? Some people are very irritable. Some of you getting night sweats. Some people are anemic. Do you know you can become anemic when you have parasites in your body and don't know that? Some people having skin problems. You're going, and we spoke about that. You're going to see about your skin. You're buying this, buying that, and it keeps coming back. Parasites, joint pains. And people say to you, I just feel to eat something sweet. I don't know, I'm feeling to eat something sweet. And as we said yesterday, that these parasites, they release a craving for sugar. They release a craving for sugar. So when you find you only eating sweet, 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 and not you, is the parasites in your body want to be fed. And we spoke about that yesterday. And also, it causes you to eat a lot. Some people just find themselves eating, eating, and no matter what they eat, they're not feeling contented. That again, parasites give you this big ravenous appetite. You eat, has that ever happened to you? Sometimes you eat, and you know you eat a good meal, and then you're still feeling hungry. You're not feeling contented. Some people, when you have parasites, the white of your eyes start looking type of bluish, and that's the way when we were younger. They say, how your color, your eyes looking, so you need a worm out. Come on, if you remember that. When we were younger, the parents, they would look, your grandparents and your great grand, they would just look at your eyes and say, you need a worm out. So the white of your eyes start looking a bit bluish. People get nasal itching, anal itching. They start to crave to eat, a feeling to eat dirt, a feeling to eat clay. You understand? All of these are signs of parasites in your body. And all you need to do is to deal with it. We have different types of parasites, like the worm type. We have the roundworm, and that's the type that you would see. You always tend to find that one affects like your mouth. You have hookworms, And we touched on that briefly yesterday. When you walk bare feet, right? And if the soil is contaminated, you can get hookworms, right? And animals like dogs and cats, they transmit hookworms as well. And these hookworms, they live in your small intestines. Then we have the parasitic type that live in the intestines as well, and in your blood. And that's why we're saying tapeworm as well. You get tapeworm from eating undercooked meat. And that's why you're supposed to, cook your meats properly, especially, you know which one, right? We have the whipworm and we have pinworms. We also have ticks. That's the next parasite and it's found in your hair. Are you following tonight? And I want to show you something. Now, in this ministry, for those of you who are visiting with us for the first time, we don't do pork in this ministry. We don't do the unclean, right? We don't do unclean things because we believe that the unclean foods, God did not design it for us to eat. And if you want, we did a teaching on it. We can, Joshua Richards, reach out on the ministry phone, and he would send you the link where you can view it on YouTube. So with your sleeping problems, because of the parasite, some people dribble, and that as well. And you may say, oh, I'm dribbling because, again, parasites. You grind your teeth. Some people snore because of parasites. It's if they get rid of the parasites, the snoring is going to stop. Twitching while you're sleeping. The craving, as I said, for even salt. All right. You need to know, check yourself, look at yourself, and find out. One of the things that is so important for us to understand is that even parasites bring on depression. If you find yourself feeling too depressed too often, it may mean that you may have parasites that you need to get rid of. Parasite affects your memory, and we spoke about that. So all these things, I want you to look at yourself, and we're going to put this in the chat so you can look at yourself and see where are you falling in. Some people are in constant pain, and well, when I'm saying pain, like headaches, joint problems. They have muscle problems. Some arthritis, they said, as well, is formed because of parasites. And so some people get bad menstrual cramps, and even heart attacks, as we said before, can occur because of parasites. Let me tell you something. One of the things, and I want you to take a look. I want you to take a look at your screen. Joshua, I need you to just put this up on the screen for me, please. Now, one of the things that we need to understand, we eat meat, and too much of meat is not good. Sometimes I just need to cut off some eating so much of the meat, and take a little break, and have more fish or have more vegetables once God made it is good. But I just want to purposely, and how do you put it? You say spoiler, whatever. You see this you're seeing on the screen here? Are you all seeing that on the screen? Give me a thumbs up if you see it on the screen. Is anybody putting a thumbs up, Josh? Are you all seeing it on the screen? All right, then put it in the chat. Let me know if you're seeing it in the chat. Can you just say, yes, I'm seeing it? All right, Dr. Samantha, thank you. What you are seeing on your screen here is something, this here is the stools of pigs. And you see what's in the stool? You see this? You see this thing here? That's parasites, worms. This is why we shouldn't be eating these things. This is found in them all the time. This is not good to eat. And that's why they tell you, if you have to eat pork, you have to cook it real good to make sure. And there's another picture as well. You have to cook it real good to make sure you don't get it into your body. And the reason why you're not supposed to eat it is simply because God didn't make it for you to eat. This other photo here that Minister Joshua is going to put up on the screen. This other photo is actually the pork meat that is cut and stayed out, and this is the worms, that the parasite that's coming out of this pork that you eat. This is not good. Are you all seeing this? Stay away from pig. God never intended for us to eat pork. All right? This is just a by the way. When you eat these things, it's coming into your body. Could we just... Are you all full? I don't mean to be so gross, but I got to teach you and I have to show you so that we can all eat right, because eating right is part of, come on somebody, eating right is part of, nobody want to finish that for me? Because eating right is part of living right, Dr. Samantha. Thank you. Dr. Samantha, are you the only person on? And if I say something, all right, so eating right is part of living right. And we must, please, I'm begging you, I want to admonish you, we have to look at what we're eating. We have to look at what we're putting into our temple. Some of the things that we eat and some of the things that we put in our temple is what is having us to be sick. And so that's why people as well lose their eyesight, and we are concentrating on this thing called sugar. That's why some people have problems. And so we are, as a family, we are going to do this and we're going to do it together. So come the month of February, we are going to go, this family, this ministry, we are going to go on a no sugar. Do I call it diet? Ella Sherry, do I say diet, girl? How do I put that so that people don't think that they're dieting? But we want, from the 1st of February, this ministry, we want to take up the challenge together, because if we do it apart, we may fall off. We may fall off because, we really like the sugar. We like the sugar. Sometimes you just find yourself just eating a sort of sweets, but we want to put a stop to that. We want to stamp on those parasites. We want to say, listen, we want to say to those parasites in our body, listen, all this time you have been hiding inside of me. And I found you out now. So you are the reason why I am not sleeping properly. Also, you are the reason why I am forgetting. You are the reason why I feel so tired. You are the reason why I feel so sick. You are the reason why. Are you understanding? Could somebody put a reason in the chat? You are the reason why I'm depressed. Oh, so now I know we're going to get rid of it. Are you all following tonight? Is this something that you all are following tonight? I want you to talk to me. Are you following this tonight? We need to get rid of the things that have us feeling not well. And do you know how we can prove this is a truth? How many of you have been on the 21 day of prayer and fast? And when it's over, how do you feel? Come talk to me. Because we get rid of the processed sugars, right? And how do you feel on a 21-day Daniel fast? Tell me. Sister Jolene, how do you feel? How do you feel? Family, tell me, how do you feel when you're finished? How does your body feel after doing a 21-day Daniel fast? You feel healthy, and you feel really, really, really good. You feel light. As a matter of fact, those of the doubles lover like myself, you don't even want to eat doubles. You don't want those things. You don't even want to have no sweet tea, nothing like that. After that 21 days, your body feels healthy. So that is evidence in itself that tells you that these sugars are not good for us. So the parasites now have to relax themselves. So when we start eating and putting back these things, we get back sluggish, and then you realize you start feeling the same lethargic way and getting headaches and all these things going on. So what we're doing as a ministry, from the 1st of February, we are going to deal with our sugars. which means we're going to cut down on the sugars, and we're not going to have more than we are supposed to have. We were allowed to have processed sugars only 6 um, grams, and the men 9 grams a day. If we could just do away with that altogether, that would be fine. However, even as we stop having the sugars, and you know what, you're not going to do it alone. I'll tell you how we're going to do it. Let me take the time now to tell you how we're going to do it. We are going to, whatever sugar we have, we're going to do, and listen, we need your support. The more of us that gets involved in this is the much better it's going to be for us, to encourage us. So everybody, once you're on the family chat, if you're not on the family chat, you let us know. Once you're on the family chat, we want you to tell us what you had to eat. You're going to say, well, this morning I had a cup of tea. I had 1 teaspoon of condensed milk, whatever it is. You're going to tell us everything you eat during that time. And without cheating, you're going to talk the truth. You're going to speak the truth. No lies. We are saints of God, and we will not lie. Say, I will not lie. Come on. Say it. I will not lie. I will not lie. Whatever we eat, we're going to put it in the chat. And everything we eat, remember, that has sugar. Almost everything has sugar. Almost everything has sugar. But what we are concentrating on is our, at least for this month of February, the processed sugars. Right? Cindy says she's not going to lie. We need everybody to be on board with this. It makes it so much easier, and it helps. All right? So if you had whatever you had that was sweet, tell us the truth. And as you confess it, you're going to feel that, what we call it, guilt. And you're going to say, no, you know what? I'm not going to have that tomorrow. I'm not going to eat it. No, I'm not going to eat it. Do you understand? We will not lie. It means that even if you have a biscuit, Dr. Samantha, a sweet biscuit, or a slice of cake with icing, Dr. Samantha, you have to tell us. You have to tell us. Because once we tell each other, confess our faults one to another, once we confess it to each other, it's going to be fun. It is going to be fun. So the 1st of February, I want you all to know we are going to cut down on the processed sugars. And let me tell you something, once we can do it for the month of February, I think we should be able to carry it on going forward. Let us stay away from those sugars. We will not strengthen no parasite in our body. What we're going to do now, the other thing we're going to do in the month of February, we are going to do a worm out. Can I say worm out? Ella Sherry, I'm glad to have you on. I see only calling your name. We missed you last evening. We're going to do a cleanse. We're going to thank you, Minister Joshua. A cleanse. We are going to do a cleanse. Say it. I am going to do a cleanse. It means we're going to get rid of the parasites in our body by doing a cleanse. And that's why you cannot have the sweets. Because we can't be doing the cleanse and then we are still having the sweets. We can't do the two at the same time. So we have to give it up for your glory, right? For your glory. It means for God's healing in our body, we will do anything. And what does that anything mean? We will give up sugars as much as we can. We're going to try that. And then we're going to do a cleanse. And then from the cleanse, as we do the cleanse, once you clean your blood, you still have to do what we call a purge. You all know that, right? And that's why I speak to you about how we do it here in the Caribbean. So you find that you'll get your cooling, and after you have your cooling for X amount of days, then your family, they will give you a purge. And so you have to go and pass it out. So if we're killing the parasites, we don't want them to remain in our bodies in that way. We want to cleanse it and push it out. Yeah, we want to flush it out. So we will tell you how we're going to do the cleanse. And when we tell you, we will give you enough options. You'll remember the last time we did it, when we were when we did just before the 3-day fast. Remember, we gave you all options. We're going to give you options as well, because we want to make sure that you take it. things like aloes. So those of you who may have aloes in your house, in your yard, they may have plenty aloes. You can even volunteer because we share everything in this family, right? If you have, you can say, well, I have plenty aloes. I can give aloes. Come on, talk to me. I have plenty Coraili. I can give Coraili. Come on, talk to me. What cleanse do you have in your yard that you have a lot of that you can give? Once you can do that, you just let us know, all right? And we will share what we have. You all excited about that? I think it's a great thing. I am looking forward to that and what the Holy Spirit is doing. You see someone, I don't know their name, but someone with a phone, Samsung SM, says that she has or he has plenty aloes. Who has Coraili in their home. All right, we will be coming to you. Just volunteer, send us a message in the ministry chat. And so I would sit with Elder Sherry again, and we will put it there before you, and then you can speak. Sister Davia says she has aloes too. So we're going to work together as a family. We're going to work together as a team. We're going to come together and help out each other. Yeah, do it, and we're going to do it together. God bless you tonight. Love you all so much. And from there, because we're getting ready to go into the 21 days of prayer and fast, and we're going to show you how eating what God has made and eating fresh, produced from Father, is better than the processed food. And God is so great. He's teaching us this just before we go into the fast. And I didn't even know it was going to go this way. But now we're getting ready to go into the 21 day Daniel